The following show features episodic breakdowns of Jackass, either performed by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. For your safety, avoid listening to this podcast at all times. Hi, I'm Mikey Aaronworth.
I'm Jason Wellwood.
And I'm Chris Aaronworth.
Welcome to Jackass.
Welcome to Jackast. It's the podcast where we're on a path of destruction through every single episode of Jackass. This is not the voice that you're used to hearing. Obviously, Jay, our co-host, is usually the one who does the introduction. I'm used to just taking a bit of a break. My name is Mikey Aaronworth. Usually we're joined by Jay, but instead we're joined only by my other co-host, Chris Aaronworth, my brother as well.
Actually, wrong name.
What is your name supposed
Chris,
to be?
The Draft King Aaronworth.
The Draft King Aaronworth. Did we get a sponsor from DraftKings today or no?
I am DraftKings.
You're DraftKings.
You're about to find out. Yeah.
So, Chris,
the listeners are about to find out too.
Why don't you explain why your name's Draft King today?
Well, we're doing something a little bit different today. Mm-hmm. You know, we do have a big announcement coming up, so we're just trying to, before we get into the thick of something else, like a new season or new movie or something along those lines, we just want to have a little bit of fun. You know, we got shit. Can you just edit this part out? I just completely lost my train of thought.
No, we're going now. Now that you
can't do that to me.
Now that you've asked me to edit it out, this part's going in. Are you kidding me? We don't edit. We're off the rails here. This is pirate radio, man. What happened to you? What happened? Chris, you're saying you're the Draft King and all of a sudden you're coming in with like nothing in the brain, nothing in your tank. Where'd you go there?
Well, I'm thinking diabolically about how I'm going to whoop your ass in this draft. Mm-hmm. You know, I made a mistake last time. Oh, anyways, so that's what I was saying. I didn't get my train of thought back.
Okay.
So we're doing a draft today, and we're going to be doing an interesting draft. We put up a post recently.
Those are my favorite
on our
kinds of
Instagram.
drafts, honestly. Interesting ones. Love them.
I think it's pretty interesting. See, now you derailed me again. You're really fucking with me today.
You got to keep it up if you're so diabolical. Come on.
What we're doing today is we're picking 5 people that we think we would love to see in Jackass. Like five people that aren't part of Jackass that we would love to see in the franchise.
Yeah, so essentially it's as though we're drafting a new cast. So the key is that they can't really have had a major role to play in Jackass prior to this TV show.
Oh, I was hoping you didn't say that because I had some sneaky tricks up my sleeve.
You had some sneaky. Okay, so we can weigh them as they come up, but the whole premise, you know, we posted, as you mentioned, Chris, to our Instagram not too long ago to try to get a sense of like who you'd want to see as our followers on Instagram in one of the upcoming Jackass TV series or the upcoming Jackass TV series, which is coming to Paramount Plus. I don't know that they've announced a date yet. How about this, Chris? Before we get into the draft, one member of Jackass, past or current, like one of the new guys or the old guys, that you want for sure to be in the TV show. Who do you want it to be? Just one.
Just one. I mean, I think there's 2 things I'm wavering between. You know, I am a proponent of the future, and you know what? Sometimes the past is the past, and you know what? It's time to move on. So I'd probably say I want to see Poopies leading the charge moving forward. The other thing I'm thinking is Pontius, you know, because he should just be part of any single sketch, not even be doing much, and just amplifying what everybody else does. You know what I mean? So I think I got to go with the future. I'd say Poopies.
Poopies. Okay, that's. I mean, well, when we put it to our Instagram, one clear contender right off the bat who submitted an answer was Poopy's dad, and no surprise, Poopy's dad said Poopies. I think it was a little bit of nepotism there, but hey, I'm here for it. Love to see more Poopies.
How about you, Mikey?
You know who I'm gonna say? Just because, like, not my number one pick for someone who I absolutely need to see, but someone who I think showed a lot of promise in Jackass Forever and 4.5, but wasn't given a ton of screen time, is Eric Manaka. I think there's way more there than he was given potential to show. I'd like to see what he can do if he's given more of the limelight.
See, I don't mean to be a hater, and I don't know what's been going on, but if he was testing for the movie and that's all the material got, to me, that shows he didn't have much to show.
It could.
Just saying. You know, prove me wrong. I'm not trying to hate on the guy or nothing, but I mean, there was 4.5. I just figured we'd see a lot more of him in 4.5.
Yeah.
Not even. Maybe even less, you know? So
this would be I'll say like my underdog kind of like dark horse pick where like you're betting low on someone and potentially they can come and show a lot more. That would be my pick for him. So we'll see. But instead, what we're going to do is we're going to draft a team of 5 people from outside of the Jackass universe. If they've had something to do like a slight connection, I'm sure we can make make an exception, but I'll be the judge, jury, and executioner on that because guess what? I'm leading the reins because Jay is off. But our listeners may not know this. If you're from the US, I got a lot of flack on this for saying it was a Canada-wide internet outage because a lot of people outside of Ontario, the province where Chris and I are from, didn't have an internet issue, but we had like an enormous internet outage in Ontario where like 99%.
Not even just internet, phone lines, 911.
Yeah.
Everything, and it was actually Canada-wide, Mikey. It's just a lot of the other provinces don't use Rogers.
Yes,
Rogers,
no, that's it.
If you do have Rogers, anywhere in Canada it was out.
Yeah, so imagine
right
like
now, Jay's
Verizon
dealing
went
with
down
something
or
like
something
that.
like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
except they don't have a monopoly, so there's a lot of other phone service providers and things along those lines.
Yeah, the issues keep going on apparently in Canada. Pity us, your neighbors to the north, or we also have a lot of listeners from overseas, so I don't even know if they know where Canada is. But they're going to forget if we lose access to the internet. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But instead, Chris, why don't we start off before we get into the actual picks, and I'll give you first pick because I'm that kind of host.
No, you know what? I thought of a better way to do it.
What?
We're on video.
Yeah.
There's no cheating because I know you've cheated every time. Rock, paper, scissors live.
Oh, dude, that's a good idea. I like that.
Right?
Okay.
Best 2 out of 3, obviously.
All right, best 2 out of 3. And then before one of us makes our first pick, I want to go into kind of our theory and our thinking on how we're crafting this team, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Let's
go. So let's start with rock, paper, scissors, okay? Rock, paper, scissors. Boom, that's a scissor, and that's okay. So I get
yeah. Let's go again.
Do I know what? What's your excuse?
Well,
what's your excuse?
It's funny. I was playing
that I don't
rock,
have
paper.
To deal with.
No, I was playing rock, paper, scissors with this girl, and she's like, and she kept beating everybody, and she's like, guys always do rock first. It's just a thing. So I remembered that. So obviously you're not a guy, is what I'm saying. You're a little bitch.
I'd never argue that I was. No,
you're a little bitch.
Okay, but I can grow a better beard than you. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors. Okay, rock, paper, scissors.
Fuck.
Boom! The mental madness continues.
There's not much more I hate in the world than losing a rock, paper, scissors. Like, I genuinely believe it's a mental battle.
No, you really do. And I do too. And that's why I won. To explain what happened to the listener there, I went scissors every single time, and ended up beating Chris. Chris was too scared to throw a rock after that, just like Jason Statham in the Fast and the Furious franchise. So I will start off and give...
How do you come up with this shit, man?
I don't know. It's not really clever. It's just I said the rock and associated with something else. Okay, here's kind of my thinking. Whatever happened with Jackass, you got this ragtag group of people together, and we kind of lucked into...
Hey, I don't necessarily think we should do this right now, Mikey, because I don't want to give away my strategy.
Okay.
I'll explain it as I'm doing the pick. But I don't want to, because I've kind of crafted it in a certain way as you were going. And you know what? I know I'm the best anyways at the draft, so I don't want to cheat and have that upper edge and just not say it after. So just pick your pick, man.
Okay.
And explain it as you go along.
This is all I'm going to say. I'm like Larry Bird. I'm telling you what I'm going to do down the court, and I'm still going to beat you anyway, all right? I'm going to be like, you can't guard me. I'm going to my right, pull up, shumper, swish, right? That's what I'm going to do. Here's my thinking.
Well, I'm like MJ. I'm going to stick my tongue at you as I'm dunking on your bitch ass.
Okay. That sounds pretty good. Okay, we just got the cover for the YouTube thumbnail. I love it. So here's my thinking. We had this group come together in Jackass, and it all just worked out. It somehow did. We had the perfect mix of personalities the first time through. I'm always amazed at how perfect the grouping of Jackass is, given that it was the first time that anything like this had been made. So my structure is going to be, we're drafting 5. I want the Johnny Knoxville. I want the Chris Pontius. I want the Steve-O, the Bam, and the Danger Aaron. So I'm going to draft 5 people who can fit into those categories, because I think that mix of people makes for a great gang. You've got some people who are just there to hurt themselves, some acrobatic people, some creative people, some leaders. And I'm going to start off with this pick. This Steve.
I know who this is going to be.
Do you? I don't think you do. I really don't think you do.
Fair enough.
I really don't think you do. And here's a concession that we have to make. I'm sorry. I know people are waiting for me to get my pick, but I put a lot of thought into this. Here's the assumption that we have to give one another. Okay, Chris, you got to come with me on this one. Regardless of who we choose, no matter what their standing is, the assumption is that they're game for it. They're coming into Jackass, and you don't have to convince them to do it. They're like, I want to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, perfect.
I had another question.
Yeah.
Can you this was the other question. Can you say like the young version of this person, or like can you capture them in their essence if it's maybe an older person?
I didn't think about that, but sure. Yeah, I think that makes sense. It doesn't really, I don't know that I'll have time to pivot based on that, but I'll give you that because I'm curious to see who you'd come up with.
I didn't make mine that way, but I was thinking about it that way, so I might be able to throw in a ringer here or there.
Okay, that sounds good. So I'm going to go with, oh man. So for my Steve-O, no, you know what? For my Knoxville, actually, I wasn't thinking about casting him as my Knoxville, but this is my Knoxville. The guy who's going to be kind of the leader, the charismatic person that does whatever you throw at him is going to be Jack Black. I think having Jack Black at the helm of a Jackass team would be perfect. And also his name's Jack. It fits 1-to-1. I think that would be a great choice for him.
I just thought of this one on the spot, and I can't believe I didn't think about this before, because I do that as a good pick, because I just love Jack. I don't know if he would be the Knoxville per se. I think he would almost be more of the Pontius in a weird, ironic way, where his charisma alone makes everybody else around them grow. You know what I mean? I have
another pick,
I think he's almost as sexy as Pontius, but
well, he definitely is. I have another pick for Pontius that I think is going to work a lot better. So I wanted to put. I was thinking of maybe putting him as the Steve-O too, but I don't know that he gets the gross factor to him as much. So why don't you give us, Chris, your first pick?
I'll peel back the curtains a little bit on. I'm
do
not
those curtains
necessarily
match
going
the
for
drapes with your blonde hair now, or what?
Dude, I don't have drapes. We have Manscaped.
That's true.
So I'm not necessarily picking based on the individual characters, because I think sometimes things become so organic that you can't really recreate it by trying to insert specific spots. So I'm just thinking more embodying the culture of Jackass. And now that I know that we could pick people in their prime, this is the winner right here. Evel Knievel, man. Johnny Knoxville's idol.
Wait, is he alive though?
Wait, you said you could take people in their prime.
Well, but I figured they have to be alive. Come on. You can't pick a dead person.
Dude, Evel Knievel. Yeah, I don't even think he's dead.
Fine. You want to start to, okay, no, let's allow it. No, honestly, this changes everything, and I'm totally game for it. On the fly, throw it out the window. You come to Jackass for some entertainment. Chris is going Evel Knievel. That one's going to be tough.
Dude, it's the best pick of all time. That's Johnny Knoxville's hero. He's what inspired, he's essentially, without knowing, is the creator. Oh, Mikey's typing, man. He's looking for fucking vintage fucking Daredevils.
No. I just wrote down a name that I got to get.
Okay, cool. Well, Evel Knievel is my number one pick, and he is the captain of my team.
Evel Knievel, that's a great one. Does he have the comedy element to it? That remains to be seen. We're going to have to find out with that.
This is Snake Draft, though.
Oh, right, it is. Okay, so there you go. So you go next.
Okay, so I'm looking through my list, and... see, I want to pick this just so that you don't pick this, but to get you back. But I'm not really the biggest. You know what? Fuck, I got to go for it. I'm taking Eric Andre.
Okay, I thought about him, but I didn't pick him because of the standing he had on Jackass Forever. He
didn't even have a title credit. He was just he was in for one sketch, you know. So they brought him in, and the reason why I pick him is because I feel like nowadays, with everybody knowing who everybody is, you need somebody that could help come up with these ideas for pranks and sketches and stuff along those lines. And as much as I'm not the biggest fan, I haven't really given it a chance. I probably would be. He's been used to doing that in this modern time where people do recognize him do that. So having him is almost more of the creative force behind the team.
Okay. I like that. I do. I've got some dead people. I don't know how to say that better. I've got some dead people that I want to add to my list eventually, but I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm very excited to throw this one out there, but you got to come with me on my thinking a little bit. Okay. So for my second pick, I mentioned the Danger Aaron, and I'm thinking more like early Danger Aaron, the quote unquote bullied Danger Aaron, someone who's there, who you're going to say, lick the white poo, and they're going to lick the white poo, right? Like I want that person to go do all the shitty things. And I'm drafting, this is kind of out of left field, but I'm happy with this pick, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, aka McLovin, because I think just having him on the crew doing all this crazy shit, we get so much out of so many people.
It'd be funny to see him in the dynamic, but I mean, he's a little too frail. If he gets into the physical stunts, he might die.
Well, look, hey, it hasn't happened on Jackass yet. Maybe we're breaking new territory with this one.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, yeah, that's an interesting one.
So So, but it is snake draft, so that means I get another pick. So I've got my third pick coming up, and this is where I'm going to lean on. This is where I'm going to lean on the dead people, quote unquote. So I'm struggling. This is, as soon as you mentioned that we can use dead people, I was like, this is the guy I want, but I don't know where to fit him in. I think I may need to fit him in the Steve-O thing. And the reason, no, I know where I'm putting him. I'm putting him in Bam. I'm putting in Bam's slot because Bam always comes up with these crazy ideas. He's willing to do them himself, but every one of Bam's stunts has this weird, like Rube Goldberg machine type thing. Like it's all these big contraptions and everything. And who did that better than Dave Osborne, Super Dave Osborne?
My God.
Come on down to the team.
That is a fucking
You're going to set up some
half.
set pieces to me.
Wow.
Anyone else can take part in them, but he's going to be the one who takes to the field in the giant football, just throwing himself through the ringer. He did Jackass before Jackass was a thing.
Dude, honestly, I can't even lie. That's a really good pick. Like, he was the first person to combine stunts and comedy in that type of way.
Right.
And I don't think he's dead. He's still on Curb Your Enthusiasm, isn't he?
No, Dave Osborne's dead.
Oh. Well, that's pretty sad. I miss
Super
that
Dave
guy.
lives on forever, though. So
In my heart, he's still alive for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
That's honestly, Mikey, I got to give you credit for that one. It's your first good pick.
What are you talking about? I had some great ones. I almost did a spit take. I was so upset about that one.
I know. I like it. So it's funny because the beauty about this draft is we're not pulling off a spreadsheet. You know what I mean? There's so many options. So it's like, how am I even going to lay these out? Like, I don't really have to worry about you taking a bunch of these because they're so out of left field. But
and if you want to see how conniving I could be with stealing picks, go back and listen to our last draft. By the way, if you haven't heard any of the last drafts, because we've been getting a lot of new listeners week to week, so this is obviously a little bit off the table. Like, we don't usually do this sort of formula. Usually we review an episode or some content or something, but we have done drafts where we finish a season of Jackass and we pool all of the stunts from that season and we try to make our best episode. And we did a couple of those in the past, so you can go back and listen to those. In one of them, there was one that I knew Chris was going to pick just based on one comment that he made during recording. It was when Manny swam away on a great white shark during some shark diving with Chris Pontius and Steve-O in Jackass season 3. And I stole it from him just out of spite. And you know what? People said
I think it backfired your pick. Yeah.
People say that lost me the draft, but I don't care. I to me that doesn't. It's not about the win. It's about getting one up on you. And I feel like I
had a whole line segued ready to go. That was going to be my last pick. I was going to sail away to victory like Manny on the shark, and then Mikey stole that opportunity from me, and it really pissed me off. It's
like the Danbury Trashers. Like, what would they rather win, the championship or the final fight between Danbury and Kalamazoo? Like, you want to win the fight. Never mind.
Shout out to Danbury Trashers, man, and AJ.
So, Chris, why don't you give us you're on your third and fourth picks?
Oh, I got 2 right now? Okay, cool. So I'm going to go this way. Oh, geez. I have so many people. We can do honorable mentions after, right? We can
there has to be honorable mentions.
Good. Okay, so for this one, I think this is kind of a no-brainer, to be honest. We've seen this guy perform. We've seen him perform with Jackass people. We've seen him perform on his own stunt TV show. He's actually the person who birthed Jasper. I'm talking Tyler, the Creator, Jay's favorite fucking character.
Oh, man.
He is such a great performer. We've seen him in the new movie. He's built for this. He loves pranks. He's fucking funny. He's so creative. I think he would be just the perfect fit.
So here, I'm a little upset because he would have been one of my number one choices, but I didn't because of his presence. Like, he does get a title card in Jackass Forever.
Not as a member of Jackass, though.
Maybe. I mean, he's
had literally one sketch on Jackass the whole time, so I think that's fair game, you know? The other sneak attack I was going to do was I was going to pick Bam because he's technically not in Jackass anymore. But you said
that would have been a good one. No, I'll allow it because there are so many other ones to pick. But I will co-sign the Tyler, the Creator pick because I think he fits in almost better than many of the new cast. Like, he could be like one of the best members of Jackass. If he wanted to quit his life in music and become a member, I would be totally okay with that.
All right, so down to my next one. This one might throw you for a little bit of a loop, Mikey.
Okay.
But bear with me on my logic over here. I feel like this would almost be my Pontius type of person. Someone that could be around. They might not do the most amount of stunts, although they do have a background and doing some kind of wacky stuff, and they hated every second of it. They made it. Yeah. They knew that they hated it, and they sold it for comedic purposes. You need funny in Jackass. You need a bro. You need a buddy that's going to be part of the team and going to just hype everybody up. And also, this person is one of the best marketers and promoters that exists in current time. I think he may be the best guy right now, and he could take Jackass to a whole nother level that nobody does except maybe Steve-O. Okay. I'm talking Bert Kreischer.
Oh, wow.
His infectious laugh and his ability to fucking hype everybody up, and just, he could drink with the boys, he could have a good ass time. I think he would make every scene glow. He's maybe a stand-up. Like, I love a stand-up, but a lot of people say stand-up's not there, but he is one of the best storytellers. Yeah. He's a great marketer. I think that he would just be such a fucking cherry on top for this team.
That's such a good pick. Fuck, that's a really good one. Because you're right, he would be such a good hang on set, and almost a person. You're right, like in terms of marketing and getting it to be big. Poopies recently had him on the podcast, or recorded it according to his Instagram. So look for Bert Kreischer on the Poopies podcast, the shittiest podcast, soon. But fuck, that's
Bert used to do that Travel Channel show, so he has travel experience. He could do some of the nature-y type stuff, and he was doing a lot of weird stunts on his travel show where and he just sold it so well. He knows his role and he knows how to play it perfectly. So yeah, that's my pick.
I like that one a lot. Fuck, no, that's really good. I think he just in general would be such a good hang. Like I'd love to have that guy around. Yeah. So I've got 3 in the bank. I've got 2 more, and I guess this round is going to be the thing that settles it. I'm going to go for my Chris Pontius here, and I'm going to go for someone who, look, I don't know him personally, obviously, but I could imagine he would be the type of person that would fit into this role nicely, as long as he's similar enough to the characters he plays in TV and movies. Wouldn't it be great to just have a stoned, shit-talking Danny McBride on set with you while you're going crazy?
Oh my God.
Like, come on. He would be such a fucking hang. Like, give me half
I'm thinking the explosive Danny McBride from that movie, from whatever movie
Tropic
when he's the
Thunder.
explosives guy, or Eastbound and Down Danny McBride. Okay, that's, because I've had some controversial picks. I'll allow that, and I'll allow that essence in the different characters that he even plays in his movies.
Because I think he'd be able to bring it. And something I'm surprised we haven't done yet is draft like a professional wrestler. And if that were to happen, because I was thinking about that, and I was like, I would assume that they're bringing the kayfabe identity that they have when they're in the ring. So I'm assuming Danny McBride would be able to bring, because look, Jackass people are characters. If there's one thing we've learned from going back to the beginning of Jackass, it's that it took them some time to figure out who their on-screen personas were. And I guarantee you it's not one-to-one with who they're like in real life or what they're like in real life. But I think it would be easy to look at someone like Danny McBride and say he could turn that on whenever he wanted on there. So I've got my last pick. Fuck. Okay. I guess this is going to be the Steve-O. Although I don't know if it fits perfectly for there, because I've been moving my picks around a lot ever since we talked about allowing dead people. That
was a good strategy. Fucking throw you off your game. I knew you had a game plan. I need to throw that little wedge in just to fucking make you second guess things a little bit.
I love it though. This is fun to me. I like the changing, and I think I'm happy with the changes that I've made. My Steve-O, because look, fuck the guy's politics. I hate him as an individual. I know you don't, but how funny would it be to see Donald Trump take to like the loop-de-loop, try just be his shit-eating grin self, like more his apprentice self. Put it this way: take him out of politics, put him into Jackass. He's harmless there. Let's see him go just make a fool of himself. I don't think you can hurt the guy. I mean, he's been trying to hurt himself with his diet and the political stunts he pulls forever, and he seems to be untouchable. So let's bring him on as just someone who's kind of showing up like in between stunts like Steve-O would to do his own thing.
It's interesting because I like the man, so I like that you picked him because I know you hate him, so it's kind of funny to see that. So that's kind of thrown me for a loop. But I gotta, if I'm being honest, the one criticism I have to your team right now is you don't really have anybody that we know can do stunts.
Jack Black can, and Super Dave can,
with creative liberties.
Sure, whatever. Jack Black is like he's like a stuntman in and of his own right. He's like a Chris Farley. The guy can move his body. Now, have we seen him take much pain? I don't know.
That's why instead of stunts, I meant more pain. Yeah. And I know like the Trump one, like he isn't taking pain. He would be fucking hilarious to have on set, just with a shit-eating grin, calling everybody losers and fucking. it's so
he'd almost be better as a Pontius type, but like the anti-Pontius.
yeah. So it's funny because coming into this, I was like, the essence of Jackass is skateboarding. That's what it came from. That's what it's built on. So I wanted to put in some good professional skateboarders.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because, like someone that could kind of fill that kind of role. But they all my favorite guys that I would have picked for that were all, between Dave Gravette, Jaws,
Nick Merlino.
Those are like, they were on King of the Road. Those are like some of my favorite skateboarders that exist right now that would fit that road. So they've already kind of got that covered now. So I kind of got to stick away from that. So this is tough for me. So I have like a lock, like that's like a really good pick. But
can I ask you a question, Chris? Can I ask you a legit question? So obviously, especially in the past couple weeks, actually past couple months, like Jackass has gotten on the radars of a lot of people. We're getting follows from the Jackass crew, interactions, maybe some special announcements coming up. We're kind of playing that a little bit close to our chest, but it's getting out there. Is there a part of you that is making this pick based on the fact that maybe this skater hears about it and you pretend like you're going to be buddy with them?
No, I'm not even picking a skater. That's what I was explaining before. Like they've took my favorite skaters already. So it's like for me to find a force one, I'm like, it's just not going to work. I'm going with a fucking shoe-in. Like this is just an absolute fucking no-brainer. I had a funner pick, which I'll talk about in my honorable mentions, but I'm going with Yuka Hilden from the fucking Dudesons.
Okay.
He fits in with the crew. He's a wild man. He could take pain. It was either between him or his brother. What's his brother's name? Yarpy.
Yeah.
Those are my two favorite guys. So I'm like, and I fucking love the Dudesons. I really did love that show, and I love that like European style humor. So I needed that guy that could come in and for a fact he's down for some wild ass fucking stunts. So I think that's my final pick. That's gonna kind of cement my team as the obvious winners here.
The Dudesons, that's another one that I tried to get a little bit more creative with my picks. Because like clearly that's a good lock. Like I love the Dudesons. They deserve a shot on Jackass. There have been crossovers between Viva La Bam and all that. Like the Dudesons, in fact, in 4.5 they showed a clip from the Dudesons as well during the condom drop. So I tried to avoid those sorts of picks because it seemed to me like they were a bit too obvious. But you can't fault it because they're.
Do you want me to do my other pick then?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. This one's going to be a bit of fucking out of left field, but it still fits the pain structure.
Okay.
This one's going to blow you the fuck away for sure.
Is it okay? Let me guess. For pain, it's going to be all the mothers out there who went through birth without an epidural.
Mikey, it's sexist to call them mothers right now. You got to use gender norms, apparently.
You're so on that. No, Chris more than anyone is affected by articles that are like the woke mob is coming. And he reads them and he gives them so much credit. I'm like, Chris, because he walks into the room the other day and he's like, hey, Mikey. I'm like, what? He's like, it's not Mother's Day anymore. I'm like, that's not true, but continue. I'm very intrigued. And he's like, it's gotta be birth parent day. What the fuck? I'm so upset about this. And I'm like, Chris, where did you hear about this? And he's like, no, trust me. It's like, they're changing it. I'm like, who is the they that can change the name Mother's Day? And he looked it up and it was just
because it's been happening. That's the problem. These stupid little ground roots things are turning the fucking world upside down. Honestly, ever since CERN, you know what CERN is? The particle splitter. Ever since they turned that back on, that's when we got into Bizarro World. We're in this weird fucking alternate timeline where everything's just fucking stupid, man. And I don't like it anymore. Fucking we need fucking Trump and his time traveling machine to help us fucking fly back into the fucking old ways so we could be back to our old society. That's what the fuck's happening, man. That's everything I believe in life right now.
Hang on, I'm so curious. You said Trump and his time traveling ways as though that's something we should all know about. Where is that coming from? What are you talking about, Trump and his time traveling?
If anybody could do it, it's obviously the captain. You know what I mean? Like, he's going to fucking be able to bring us back to the glory days, So,
Chris, you got to be careful saying glory days when you're bringing up Trump. Holy moly.
No, I mean, like, next, the pre-CERN.
Next, you're going to say the glory, hallelujah days, Chris.
He's going to have, what? I don't even get this shit.
Honestly, glory, I couldn't even say that Civil War song. Yeah, no, that's
yeah. You know what's funny? Actually, no, I'm not even gonna get into that. Never mind. Okay. I'm already digging myself a hole over here. Okay, so my pick. I'll scratch that pick out because honestly, my team was way too loaded. I need to kind of bring it down so at least gives Mikey a fair chance.
Okay.
I am picking David Arquette.
Ooh, I like it.
I wanted the professional wrestler. I wanted the pain. And I don't know. I don't give a shit what you say about that guy. If you've watched that movie, the documentary, You Can't Kill David Arquette, what he put himself through in that death match and the training and the commitment to that cause. If, like you said at the beginning, they have to be on board to do Jackass. Like that's part of like the contingency. If he was able to put that kind of passion and care and general disregard for his body to do what he was doing for the wrestling thing, to redeem himself, he would do anything for the Jackass crew. So I think that's a very sneaky pick. I think he has some funny. I don't quite know if he plays a role or if he's actually dead serious and just crazy. But I like not knowing.
That's a good element. Yeah.
That's my thing. It's like if he's doing it, he's selling it perfectly well. If he's playing some character, if not, he's a fucking wild card anyway. So I think he's a fucking brilliant pick.
I've got to say, I think I actually hurt my cause by making you draft someone other than the Dudesons, because I actually like that pick a little bit better. That's great, because you are right. I don't have much pain involved in mine. I think I was leaning more on that initial concession of like, they're game for it, they're going to do it. But, it does help to have someone who's been proven to be able to take a little bit of pain. And apart from Super Dave, he also knows the pain of death and rebirth, apparently, if we're going to bring him back for Jackass. So it's pretty good. So I'll start. I'm going to give a review of or a recap of my team. For my Johnny Knoxville, I've got Jack Black. For the bullied Danger Aaron, I've got McLovin, a.k.a. Christopher Mintz-Plasse. For Bam, I've got Super Dave Osborne. For the Chris Pontius, I've got Danny McBride. And for my Steve-O, I've got Donald Trump, which the more I think about it, the more I don't like that pick. You know what?
Yeah, I know.
I let you... You did a swap. Can I swap out my Steve-O?
Well, you made me do a swap, but yeah, sure, go for it. Let's see.
Okay. Here's the thing. I'm going to be backing myself into a corner that people are probably going to hate even more than my Donald Trump pick.
I don't think that's possible, man. Trust me. Trust me.
But
I don't have friends anymore.
For my Steve, well, I mean, Chris, come on. You're blaming Trump for that now? Don't you blame Obama for most of your problems?
No, Trudeau. Fuck that guy.
Hey, Chris, how are your friends doing in their January 6th trials?
My good old buddy, fucking Wolf Mask. He's sitting around, but we turned out to be a little bitch. He couldn't eat he was bitching about jail because he needed his vegan fucking diet bullshit. Man, fuck that guy. He's not cool. He's not part of the crew anymore.
He's not part of the crew.
No, yeah, he's the only one I want to displace. The other guys, I got to keep their anonymity in case we got to go back for another one. We got to storm the Capitol.
You heard it from him. He's got to keep their anonymity. All right.
See, we're not the smartest group of people. Let's be honest. We just Chris, get her done.
Chris, I know. I know that. I know that very well. You don't have to. No. Stop convincing me. I'm sold. I'm sold. Okay, so for my Steve-O, I'm going to get someone who is pure stunts. And I don't even know if you know who this guy is, Chris, but since we can draft dead people, I'm going with the original performer who does his own stunts, who got the shit kicked out of him on set all the time, nearly killed himself several times, and was also great at imagining stunts. I'm going with Buster Keaton. Do you know Buster Keaton?
Of course I know Buster Keaton.
Yeah, I'm going with Buster Keaton. I think Buster Keaton would be a great
I'm thinking
member.
Buster Douglas.
No, Buster Douglas got his ass kicked by Mike Tyson. Kicked Mike Tyson's ass.
Where you were going there, I thought you were going to pull a fucking serious one out, and I'm not even going to say it right now. As your pick's locked in, right?
Yes, it's locked in.
Fucking Harold Houdini would have been a fucking genius.
That was the other one, dude. That was the other one I was thinking of was Houdini.
And you went with Buster Keaton instead?
Because Buster Keaton, Houdini kind of like more of a Super Dave, like quote unquote hurt himself. Like he really didn't hurt himself that much. Buster Keaton did. Buster Keaton busted his ass. He's like a Charlie Chaplin, but he's known for being more hardcore, which is weird to think about. Like 1920s hardcore is like, it's like, or 1930s, whatever, is not quite as hardcore as we have it now. But that's my team. Chris, why don't you recap your team?
I always forget what I did, but from what I remember, I had
Jesus Christ. Don't worry, we're the professionals.
Evel Knievel was my number one. My number two was Tyler the Creator. Oh, definitely my number two was Eric Andre, then Tyler the Creator. Oh, Bert Kreischer.
Yeah.
That was a killer pick. And then I had, David Arquette.
Okay, that's good. I think, we'll put it out there. Let us know on social media at jackastpod, both on Twitter and Instagram, or send us an email, jackastpod@gmail.com. Let us know which team you think wins. But also keep in mind that Chris picked 3 people who have been on and around the set of Jackass before. I was doing my best to go
You clarified the rules at the beginning.
No, what I said in the beginning was that
who's the 3 people?
Eric Andre.
Yeah.
Tyler, the Creator.
Yeah.
And who else did you have?
I switched it up from.
Right. You didn't have the Dudesons. Read your team again. Evil Knievel.
Evil Knievel. Tyler, the Creator. Eric Andre, Bert Kreischer, and David Arquette.
Right. Okay. So 2, but still 2. That's significant.
And
that's significant.
Mikey, deep down, you got to admit, my team's a better team.
It depends on how you look at it. I think mine's more creative. I do.
Dude, I was the first person to bring back someone from the dead. Well, I had a fucking comedian on there.
That's not creative. That's just assuming
I changed
the rules.
I changed the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Wait, what game?
The game didn't change, but the player stayed the same, Mikey. That's all I can say.
Okay. Well, the players did stay the same because it's you and me. Actually, the players have changed because Jay wasn't here to be a part of this draft, unfortunately. But he'll join us next week as we get into a special episode. Once again, we'll give the announcement of what that is a little while away from now. I
kind of want to leak it. It's happening.
No, you know what we should do? Is
because we need to hype it.
We'll say go to our social media page to because this is fucking big. This is big news.
Yeah, this is the biggest thing to happen on our podcast for sure.
Yes. So
other
if you're
than me and Mikey and Jay being hilarious.
Well, yeah, of course. Some more than others, but we won't get into those details. If you're curious to hear what this is, find us on our social media at jackastpod on Twitter and Instagram. Our Instagram is doing a lot better than Twitter. Twitter is just dead. It's an echo chamber. I'm not even a huge fan of monitoring that anymore. But if you want to find it, keep an eye out.
They kicked all of me and my buddies off there and left all you libtards out there. Fucking hell.
Well, at least we bring a good political balance to this show. Which for some reason I'm starting to think that our listeners side way more unironically with you on most of this stuff. So it's weird to be on the other side of this, but yeah, go check us out there and we'll do some announcements Thursday or Friday to give a heads up of what this sneak peek for the following week will be. Chris, any closing thoughts on your team? Do you have a name for your team, by the way? Or are you just keeping Jackass? Give me a name.
It's Jackass.
Yeah, is it? It's not the new crew, not new something? No?
No, okay. If anything, it'd be like... no, if I say that, I'm definitely not. I was going to say Trump soldiers, but that would definitely make me lose the fucking pick. I'm just going to say the Knievel 5.
Okay, awful name. I'm going to call your...
I'm not good at these things, man.
I'm going to call your team the Capital Crashers because I feel like that's where we're going to find them.
I'm not against America.
Dude, the opening scene of your movie is going to be like, instead of a shopping cart going towards a market, it's going to be a shopping cart with all your team heading towards the Capitol and just crashing into it. The Capitol.
We have to get the Savior back in office, man. Fuck.
Oh, okay.
Okay, what I do want to say though is I want to mention a couple of my honorable mentions.
Okay. Oh yeah, good call. Let's do that.
One that I can't believe nobody picked, but I just think his thing is a little bit too outdated. I had Tom Green on my list, which really shocked me that you didn't have him on your list.
Yeah, Jay would have had that for sure. Tom Green I'm an enormous fan of him as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I also had so because I wanted the skateboarding thing, the person that I would think that would embody this guy is basically the embodiment of what's called like a skate rat culture. Mm-hmm. This guy's famous. Everybody in the skate world knows him. He's a legend. I'm pretty sure he's probably somewhat homeless, despite all this stuff, because all he cares about is skateboarding. He finally got his teeth fixed. He had no teeth forever. This guy, Andy Roy, he's a big part of Thrasher. If you've probably seen him, he usually wears like a fluorescent orange, winter hat. He's just a hardcore dude. Nice. He would be pretty cool guy.
Next time you're out there on the street and you see someone in a fluorescent orange winter hat, say hi to Aaron for us.
And Andy Roy.
Oh, Andy Roy. Sorry. Yeah.
Then I had there's a guy on Instagram that we follow who's buddies with Jackass. They kind of do their thing. They do a podcast together. This guy Skinny Vinny.
Oh, Skinny
Vinny.
So
he kind of does stunts and he embodies that stuff. So I kind of wanted to give him a bit of a shout out. I was actually surprised he wasn't in the movie, especially knowing that that Jackass was in there.
Yeah.
And Travis Pastrana from Nitro Circus.
Oh, cool.
He's a great fit for these guys as well. So that would kind of round out the other people I was kind of hovering around.
So here's some ideas that I had as well. I like those honorable mentions. Honorable mentions, we always get some of the best picks. People who just don't quite fit with our plan, but would be great anyway. If we're going Hollywood, Robin Williams. I feel like Robin Williams would be a great person to have on set.
Cool, man. Yeah.
Call me crazy. I don't know why I think this, but I think Jaden Smith would be a fun person to have on set for some reason. Will Smith's kid. Just the kind of guy who's just like seems like a bit of a shithead, but I bet you would actually be kind of a cool hang. I consider
he would get so
for
offended,
my Johnny
man.
Knoxville.
He would get so offended.
Yeah.
He'd fucking have to take everything to the fucking red table and fucking talk about it with his fucking mommy and sister after. Well, his fucking mom cucks his fucking dad.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe not a good pick. For my Knoxville, I was considering. Look, for a guy who does his own stunts and has all the star power in the world, if he were into it, how good would Tom Cruise be on Jackass? Tom Cruise would be fucking amazing.
I had him. I was thinking about Tom Cruise, I swear, because I was like, man, someone that does his own stunts.
Yes.
Top Gun just came out. Because if you put your mind to it, if he was committed to it, like he is the most tenacious guy in Hollywood. 100%. So he would be fucking... I literally was thinking about him. That's funny that you mentioned that.
That would be great. I also thought, as the Pontius, I was deciding between three people. I went with Danny McBride, but I was thinking Seth Rogen, Paul Rudd, or Danny McBride, because I think Seth Rogen and Paul Rudd would also be cool guys to have on there. But
Paul Rudd he's one of the best people ever, isn't
right? He just seems like the fucking best guy. And then as a Bam Margera, I considered Donald Glover, because I think Donald Glover is one of the coolest human beings in the entire world. I also thought, I'm surprised, I thought you were going to go with Nicolas Cage, and I feel like he would have been a great pick for someone's team. I don't know exactly what he would have done, but that would have been fun. And then, do you know who Oliver Tree is?
Yeah, I've seen that guy with the weird fucking hair like that.
Yes, he's got the weird hair. He's good at playing characters. I feel like that might be a good option, but I didn't want to go with him. And the last one that I think would actually totally work, and it would pull from the realm of WWF, someone who knows, like, you know what? If I could go back and put this person on my team, I would, is fucking Mick Foley. Like, Mick Foley on the team would have been a fantastic choice, willing to hurt himself more than anybody else. He's got the charisma. He's played different characters, and he's game.
I thought about him, Terry Funk, and Jeff Hardy.
Oh,
and maybe Bubba Dudley.
Yeah.
Those
Bubba
are the kind of
Dudley
the wrestlers I was looking
yeah.
between, right? But yeah, Mick Foley, he's like, he'd do anything. He's a beast. And him and Terry Funk, they were fucking nutty guys. So yeah, I like those. Yeah,
I like that. Well,
better than your real picks.
Some of them honestly are. I always overthink these things too much. I struggle with it. I could almost like my sixth man would be like my best player. But look, hey, give us a shout out. Like I said, at JackassPod on all social media, or jackasspod@gmail.com if you have any questions, or you have some people of your own who you think that we missed. Reach out to us and make sure to check back for that special announcement that'll be coming around Thursday or Friday of this week. But until next week, we don't have too much more to say. So Chris, thanks for joining us. Thanks for taking part in the draft. To all you out there listening, thanks again. Reminder, leave us a rating and review. It helps a ton. Subscribe on YouTube. Do the thing. Spread the word. Let's get this train up and running, especially in the face of next week. We've got some big things coming. So Chris, why don't you send us out?
Bye. I'm Chris Aaronworth.
Bye. I'm Jason Wellwood.
Bye. I'm Mikey Aaronworth. And this has been Jackast.
Furnished by Sad Styles Productions.
Get into it!